what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and yes, Monday we got some horror news. I don't know why I gotta do this. I literally, like, before I turn the camera on, I have my sleeves rolled up, and I'm like, well, I gotta bring them down. Start the show just so I can push them back up again. I don't know why. It's OCD maybe. I don't know. It's the equivalent of, like, I don't know if you guys are wrestling fans or not, but back in the day, like back when I used to watch it, when Kurt Angle was in WWF, he'd have his singlet on, and he would actually, he'd fucking take the straps down when he got serious, Maybe it's the same thing. I get serious, I go, sleeves up. The funny thing would be, like, later on, he would have, like, after he did straps down, he would get in a big, like, he'd be in a match, and, he didn't quite win or whatever, or he didn't quite pull off the victory just yet. So he'd get back up, he'd pull the straps back up just to take them back down. Oh, it's fucking awesome. So long ago, though. He went to TNA, and it was just downhill from there. Alright, so, but back to horror movie news. Here we go. It was announced, probably back when I dropped the last video for news. They're doing the Let Me In, or I guess Let the Right One In. I prefer to say Let Me In. I know everybody prefers the original. I personally like the American remake. So I'm going to call it the Let Me In, so suck a dick. The Let Me In TV show has been approved for A&E. So the home of Bates Motel, and I'm sure they got something else going on over there, will be the home of the new Let Me In TV series. So I get to see the Bates Motel. I'm not going to lie, when it comes to horror on TV, I am so far fucking behind, it is sad. I plan on, like, now we got, because, for the longest time I did not even have cable here, because I'm just kind of like, fuck it, I'll wait for it to come out on DVD, because I can usually do that. Problem when you do that is, though, like, you're kind of always playing catch-up. You're always playing, in fact, it wasn't until she moved in that we literally started watching TV regularly, like, watching shows that came out. There's only two shows I actually keep up on right now, and that's, obviously, PLL. Big reveal tomorrow. And then Gotham. I'm a big Gotham fan. I'm a big Batman fan anyways, but yeah, I plan on trying to get into these. So I feel like I need to start really getting caught up. I need to just do like a marathon watch over a weekend and just knock out series quickly so I can get caught up. So Let Me In. Yeah, I'd check that out. I'm curious. I mean, I think that would be good for a television series. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how much you're going to keep from like with the movie, and then like how much they're going to just kind of, because like From Dusk Till Dawn, the first season was pretty much the first movie, but then I'm hearing like after that it's going to go in its own kind of direction. It's going to fork away from the trilogy, if you will. I don't count it as a trilogy, but you know what I mean. It has its own direction now. So I'm just curious, like how much would be like would it be the same thing like the first season of Let Me In? Would it be pretty much the movie? And then it would just end with, spoiler alert, with the vampire and a kid on a train heading somewhere else, and then we start up season 2. I don't know. Curious. Very curious. And speaking of TV series, Jessica Lange has announced that she is departing from American Horror Story. This news did not affect me one way or another because I have yet to see a single episode. Going back to the haunted house or the asylum or the witches, or now the freak show, but either way, I haven't seen a single one. So yeah, this news didn't really affect me one way or another. My hair is getting long. The X is getting hidden each time. There we go. There. All right. So yeah, I don't know. If you're a fan, I guess you're tore up or whatever. But hey, you're getting Lady Gaga, and I'm still understand why people are freaking out about that. Let's give her a chance. So there you go. There's that. Her TV series that I'm kind of torn on for number of reasons. There's definitely some pros. There's definitely some cons. Show called Scream Queens. At first, when I just read the title and just seen who was in it, I assumed it was going to be some kind of bad reality show. So I was like, strike one. Because they had Jamie Lee Curtis in, so I was like, they're just clearly going to have like like who's going to be the next Scream Queen? The winner of the contest gets to be in the next like Lionsgate low-budget horror film. However, it's actually like an anthology horror, and I was like, oh, well, okay, we're back to thumbs up then. Like, it's down, but now we're up. But then it's from the guy, like one of the homos who did Glee. Boom, is doing this. So thumbs back down. But it does have Jamie Lee Curtis and not Emma Roberts. Is it Emma Roberts? I can't remember. The chick from Scream 4. So I'm like, thumbs up. Like, I didn't care for Scream 4, but I like the actress, so I was like, thumbs up. And then it's like, well, it's also got the bitch from Glee, so I'm like, well, thumbs down. It's one of these rocker things right here. And then before they said anthology, it's weird because they're just like, well, it's going to take place on campus. And I'm like, all right, so like, people getting slashed on campus. But then they threw in the word anthology horror, so I'm like, well, I can go either way. I mean, I'm curious. I know they're wanting to revive Twilight Zone. And to me, that's like the ultimate anthology. And I know it's not necessarily this horror. I know it's more like, sci-fi fantasy too. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind just seeing more structured shows. Like, we don't have to have anthology. But I don't know. It's one of those wait and sees. Whenever I first heard the title and the who's behind it, I just automatically assumed like MTV or some shit. And then it turns out Fox. So once again, I'm just like, all right, I'm going to back up. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. It's a wait and see kind of thing. It's like everything on this page. It's going to be wait and see. Not really horror movie news, but I thought it was interesting. They're doing the Jurassic World Lego video game. I'm in. Like, you can't go wrong with like Lego games. I'm sorry, you just can't. And so it's kind of cool getting Jurassic World going on now. So, that's awesome stuff. I was going to drop this a while back ago, and I just didn't. But now, we're getting close to the release of it. Tremors 5 Bloodline, and yeah. I'm always down for a Tremors sequel. I am. The one thing I just don't care for, Jamie Kennedy. I don't like him. I just don't. And I mean personally. Like, it's not like my hatred for certain actors or actresses, which it's really just more like, well, I don't like their stuff they're in. It's never them personally. My hatred for Jamie Kennedy started that. Because I loved him in Scream. He did Scream. He was also in fucking Scream. I mean, no, I'm sorry. To me, that's the only thing I care for. It's the Scream trilogy. That's it. Scream. That's it. Boom. Forget about it. I didn't like Maui's Most Wanted, Kicking It Old School. I'm sorry. He does the shittiest fucking films, and he just does. That's all there is to it. But I didn't care. Like, he was never on my radar. Like, well, fuck him. Like, he's doing his own thing. He's doing shit. But whatever. I'm not watching. I don't care. Until I watched the documentary Heckler, where he just fucking whines for like an hour and a half. Why do people hate my movies? It's like, your movies suck, that's why I hate them. He's like, The Son of Mask, it was like the #1 rental for like a week. I mean, who cares? Who fucking cares? You know why it was the #1 rental? Because a bunch of little bratty kids wanted to rent it because they thought it was going to be good like, the original Mask, and it wasn't. There you go. There's your one rental #1 spot on like the Blockbuster top whatever list. So, I don't know. And after watching him in that, man, because I mean, it's a documentary that I think he directed it. Actually, I think he actually fucking went forward with this thing. If he didn't direct it, he was definitely one of the power pushers behind it. Anyways, after seeing him there, it just shined a different light on him. Like, he's just a whiny little cunt, and I don't know. I don't like him. I don't fucking like him. Like, I'm against him. So, when I heard he was making Tremors 5, I was really excited at first. I was like, yay. We're going back to Scream Queens. It's like, yay, no. And we got, I can't remember the actor's name, but Bert I think it's Bert, the gun nut. Like, I love Tremors 1, but I'm horrible with the names right now. But anyways, like, the guy who's been in, like, every one of them, like, he's, like, the guy. He's the face of the franchise, as you can say at this point. It's going to be his new sidekick. And I think it's taking place in Africa now. And there's going to be another step to the evolution. Like, they keep kind of morphing, So it's going to be Tremors fun. But then I heard Jamie Kennedy's going to be there. He's going to be like the sidekick to Bert. And I'm just like, oh, God. I don't know. Not feeling it. And once again, he may do an okay job. Because that's usually how it is. He does, like, mediocre. With the exception of Scream, anything else I've seen him in, he just does mediocre. So I'm just kind of like, eh. But until I saw that documentary, Heckler, if you guys have seen it, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm just being an asshole right now, but I just thought he came off like a whiny little fucking twat. I mean, I just did not like Jamie Kennedy. I'm sorry. If Jamie's watching right now, I'm sure he's crying. He's making Heckler 2 right now. Why does the fam not like me? I was in Scream. He likes Scream. He shit doesn't act like me. Anyways, Sleepy Hollow got renewed for a 3rd season. Go Sleepy Hollow. Not seen it either. No desire to see that. Nothing against it personally, but I'm just like, I don't really feel like watching a Sleepy Hollow TV show. So I'm just kind of like, But yeah, I mean, I have a guy. I don't say buddy I work with. He's not really a buddy. He's just definitely he's a guy you work with. Like if it wasn't for the job, I'd probably never really talk to him outside of work, hardly. So, like it'd be like awkward. Like if I didn't work with him anymore, like right now, like he quit or whatever, or I quit, and we bumped into each other, it'd be like, hey, how's it going, all that stuff. But then like the next time, it'd be a little bit quicker, like, hey, hey. And then after that, it'd be just nods, like, oh, yeah. So, but he's huge on it. He's just like, oh, it's one of the best shows out there, and I'm just like, all right. But he has a very odd taste. Like it's hard to take that, I can't really take his, critiques on anything because it's just he's so random. But yeah, so Sleepy Hollow, 3rd season. If you're a fan, there you go. I'm a fan. I haven't seen the second one of this yet, but I was a fan of the first one. It was ridiculous. We're talking Sharknado. Now, last I read that Sharknado 3's production was halted because of some kind of strike. Well, apparently that's over now. We've gone through the strike and we're moving on. Sharknado 3, they finally got the title for it. It's called Sharknado 3. Oh hell no! Now I seen the poster first. And I assumed "Oh hell no" was literally just like a tagline because it makes sense. No, it's literally part of the title. It's a fucking title. I was like, oh wow. I'm still in. I don't care. You know what? I'm glad that one of these movies have caught on. Because don't get me wrong, it's not the first ridiculous when creatures attack, animals attack type movie that's been out there. I mean, we've had so many ridiculous ones, but I'm glad that one of them caught on in a big way. Like, kudos to them. I'm very happy for them. I watched Sharknado. Yes, it was ridiculous. It was cheesy. My big argument was there wasn't enough Sharknado. Like, I would have fuck the build-up. Just give me the Sharknado coming out of nowhere and let's do this thing. But haven't seen the second one yet. I do plan on watching it. But yeah, the third one. I was kind of shocked to hear, because right before I heard that they were on strike or whatever, my boy 13th Wolfman, he did an interview with, and I'm blanking the name, I'm sorry, but he did an interview. He a director, indie director. And I guess, anyways, he's been associated with Asylum Films. And I guess, like, he just had, like, nothing good to say. He didn't really go into details about why he doesn't like Asylum. But you can just kind of tell there's some bitterness there, and he just he basically just kind of said, they treat their employees like shit. And then you hear this news of this like strike going on. I was like, well, maybe there's some truth behind it. Like, here you go. So, which I kind of hate to hear because I'm like, I assume Asylum would just be like a fun place to work. Like you're just making shitty films, like intentionally shitty. Like we're just like, hey, we're just having fun. Here's $10, go make a movie, and you're like, all right. Dean Cain shows up and you're just hanging out with him. To me, that's like a dream gig right there, but apparently it's not as fun as you think. So, not really horror, but it kind of ties in a little bit, I guess. But there's an anime that I don't normally do anime. In fact, when I say I don't even normally do, I don't really do it at all. But like once in a great while, I'll try to jump in there when something seems interesting. And it just came to Adult Swim last year, Attack on Titan. And I dug it for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. About midway through, I'm just kind of like, or maybe not even midway through. I think I got like maybe 5 episodes in, and I was just kind of like, done. Hit the clipboard there. I'm just like, I'm done, and I just kind of lost interest with it. But I have a friend of mine. He's like, you gotta stay with it. It's like it's just brilliant. Well, they're doing a live action, and I don't know if it's a movie. Because it just says it's a 2-part live action, special. So I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like a feature length, a 2-part feature length, or if it's going to be like an hour or what, or half hour. But anyways, they're doing the Attack on Titan live action thing, and they just dropped a trailer early last week. And you know what? Looks pretty fucking awesome. Like, at least just visually. So I don't know. I may check that out, actually. Because I'm thinking like, okay, if it's the entire series condensed down to 2 parts, that's better. Like, no filler episodes. Just straight up fucking story. That's what I want. So I may check that out. Like I said, it looks good. It's from the same, I think it's the same production company that did like the Godzilla movies over there. So I mean, I don't know. It actually looks really good. Like I probably shouldn't have said that, but I mean, it looks good. Like it looks decent. It doesn't look like a guy in a suit. I mean, there's a monster dude there, and he fucking like the clip little glimpse they shown is like the guy picking because like these giants come in there, these titans come in there, and they fucking pick up the people and they eat them and shit. And it looked awesome. It looked awesome. So I'm really curious how that plays out. And I'm not sure how long this has been out there, at least as far as like on the radar. It's funny because we mentioned this, a couple weeks ago when we did our review for Trick or Treat. And I mentioned I'd love to see a Trick or Treat too. Well, apparently, I think his name's Michael Dougherty, the director. He made allusion that he will be making a part 2 at some point. He's doing his Krampus movie right now. But I guess after that he wants to do Trick or Treat 2, and I'm like, yes, we need Trick or Treat 2. Like, I want to see Trick or Treat 2. Like, to me, there's a story there. I want to see Sam, and I don't really care about Sam's origins as much. I just want more of this anthology with Sam kind of overseeing it. Like, to me, that's what I want to see. Like, I don't really want to see, like, well, how does Sam become Sam? I don't give a fuck how Sam became Sam. Sam's a creature, and that's all I care about. He's the spirit of Halloween, if you will. So, and I'm happy with just that. So we don't need to delve into his past. Give us a fresh, 4 or 5 stories that interlock, and I'm happy there. So, and finally, this hit last night, or at least I read it last night. It may have hit earlier, but the Phantom's not the he's not the most professional here. X-Files coming back. Very short order, like the season order. It's going to be like we're looking at like 6 to 10 maybe episodes for a season. But it's coming back. They have confirmed David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. So I was a huge X-Files fan. Like I'm fucking hard right now. And I was so disappointed when I Want to Believe came out. The X-Files I Want to Believe movie. And it wasn't like it was a bad movie. It really wasn't. To me, it was like an extended version of like the most mediocre X-Files episode ever. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because I think if you're an X-Files fan, you can agree that even the most mediocre generic episode, it's still entertaining. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's still, we like it. But it was just like they just took this generic premise, and I don't know. I've watched it once, and I have yet to see it again. I don't own it or anything like that. But it was just the most like, really? Like, this is what we're coming back for? Like, after this, like, absence between the show and the movie, and it was just like, I didn't care for it. And it wasn't, like, horrible. It's just the fact that, like, because once again, it was enjoyable, I guess, but when the hype's there, and you're like, this is the comeback, I guess the expectation was too high, and I was disappointed. But it wasn't just me. Everybody. A lot of fans were disappointed. So this will be kind of the redeeming thing. Chris Carter's going to be back as well. He'll be the producer, showrunner, I guess. He's going to direct the first episode, I guess. And then he'll he'll write and shit too. So looking forward to that. We'll probably check that out for sure. Like, I'll be checking that out weekly. So all right, guys, that's it for news this week. You have any comments about any of these news stories you want to talk about? Even if you don't want to drop the comments down below, you just want to hit me up over on Facebook, go right ahead. We can discuss this shit. You're just like, maybe it's Jamie Kennedy. He's just like, I have some harsh words for you. Bring it on. I'll talk to you, buddy. I'll talk you through this tough time. Clearly, your career's struggling. So anyways, if you have any comments about any of these news stories or anything like that, drop the comment down below. And I'll just catch you next time. Peace.